Okay guys, this is number 10 on your homework. It's talking about a ship. I've labeled everything. It's kind of tricky to figure out what goes where in this problem. So, oops, sorry. So it's a cruise ship. It maintains a speed of 18 knots. That's nautical miles per hour, sailing from San Juan to Barbados, a distance of 600 nautical miles. So the distance between San Juan and Barbados is 600 miles. That's why this is labeled here. They're avoiding a storm, so they turn to the right 25 degrees. So this angle is 25. Then they continue at that pace of 18 nautical miles for 15 hours. So we need to calculate the distance. Distance equals rate times time. So it's 18 nautical miles per hour times 15 hours. That's how we get 270 miles here. Then it wants to know what angle does it have to turn back to get to Barbados. So the first thing we're going to have to do law of cosines twice. We're going to have to find this side A first. Then we're going to find angle B here. We can't find B yet, so we have to find this side first. So I'm finding the side first using my A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of A. So I plug everything in. I get A squared. I've kept a ton of decimals just to be on the safe side here. Then I take the square root and I get A equals 373.17. So now I've found A, so I can take it a step further and find the angle B. So I pick the B squared cosine, law of cosines formula, and I fill everything in. Don't get confused here, guys. A squared, I just put this back in place for A squared. That's why I don't have a squared here. And that's why it's a different number here and here. So once I plug everything into the calculator carefully, right, I get that my cosine of B, I've solved for cosine of B, equals a negative 0.7337. That makes sense because B is a large angle. If you went to law of sines here, you would have the ambiguous case where you probably would have to do the 180 minus. So just use the law of cosines so that does not happen. So my cosine inverse of the negative 0.7337 is 137.2 degrees. But look, they don't want angle B. They want to know what this turn angle is here. So we do 180 minus the 137.2 to find 42.8 degrees. That's the turn. Then it says, once the turn is made, how long before the cruise ship reaches Barbados if it's 18 knots? Well, how long, you're going to go back to this distance A. So it's distance equals rate times time. Distance over rate equals the time. So we get our distance from A that we found here. We divide by the 18 and we get 20.7 hours. That's number 10, guys. Stay tuned. I'm going to do the baseball diamond one next.